Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as was the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, I hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. So recently I saw this clip come up on my timeline and it got posted by XRP Daily, XRP XLM Verse over on X. And it's actually a clip of David Schwartz talking about financial technology within the institutional space. And the question came up and it said, David, given your role in financial technology, does your crowd ever talk to the banker crowd? And listen closely to his response here.
Yeah, David, you don't really strike me as a banker. I've interviewed a few bankers. You don't seem like one. But, given your role in financial technology, do you ever talk to technology people at banks, or are you, is there any conversation between your crowd and the bank crowd?
Yeah, I mean, I have to say that it kind of surprised me because I had a fairly naive view of banking. First of all, I thought a bank was like a thing rather than like a large number of distinct things that exist under a sort of umbrella, and there's parts of it that are technically banks and parts of it that are not, which means they can do things both that banks can do and things that banks can't do. And I think the other thing that surprised me is I kind of thought of banks as monolithic, like there's things that banks want. Like the term big banks was redundant to me, right? There are small banks. Well, of course, yes, there are small banks, right? There are the banks that are at the top of the food chain. We can all list them, and there are probably as many as fingers. I have, Deutsche Bank, HSBC, Credit Suisse, JP Morgan Chase, and then there's the whole rest of the banking industry that is not happy. They're top of the food chain, and they view these big banks as their largest and most powerful competitors. I think banks would like to be able to issue stablecoins if they could square that regulatory hurdle. Now, you say, well, that endangers the position of the banks. Well, small challenger banks are not worried about endangering the positions of the big banks. That's the reason they exist, right? That's their business. I think there's nothing more dollar that you can have than the Federal Reserve owing you $1. If I could have the Federal Reserve owing me $1, that would be like the tier one best dollar I could have. Tier two would be a U.S. financial by the FDIC and regulated, by U.S. regulators. That would be the next best way to have a dollar. If you think stable coins are structurally important and you're worried about them failing, well, then you should be letting banks issue them. But I think the problem is that there's a sort of escalation in surveillance going on. I think you've all heard about the IRS proposals to increase bank surveillance, and this does seem to be a step in the other direction. And again, I would call out the internet analogy. Like the internet made it much, much harder to control the flow of information across borders. And information is one of the most valuable things that can cross borders. Like this was a very, very, I know I'm older than many people, but that was a very, very big deal. Like the control of the flow of information across borders was just as important to governments as the control of the flow of anything else across borders. And they almost entirely lost that in favor of the internet. And I think if they're going to lose it to stable coins and cryptocurrencies, they're going to lose it no matter what they do. Like they're not going to be able to stuff the genie back in the bottle. And so they're going to have to start looking for constructive regulatory solutions, and sooner rather than later, because other countries are going to do the same. I know I've kind of circled back to the same point, but it is an important one.
But is it possible?
So there you guys have it. And again, the question was, does your crowd talk to the banker crowd? And I feel as though if you're an XRP holder and you have been doing the research for a while around Ripple, the company that is pioneering XRP and the XRP ledger, you know for a fact that Ripple has already been in discussions with 30 or more central banks already this year. They are already working with central banks. They are already in talks with the IMF, the World Bank. They are working with the BIS, the Central Bank of Central Banks. And also they have 500 partnerships already under their belt. A large portion of them are the big banks. And also, by the way, talking about banks, 38% of the top 100 banks, which means 38 out of the 100 top banks in the world, were already utilizing Ripple or testing Ripple technology with XRP back in 2019. That's 2019, guys. Talking about a difference of 5 years. Imagine what's happening right now around Ripple and XRP that we don't know about. But regardless, right? When we really look at what's going on, go and look at some of the big announcements in the past. Talk about some of the connections in the past as well. David Schwartz mentioned one top bank, Deutsche Bank. We have here Ripple plus Deutsche Bank plus Standard Chartered Partners, Ripple Permission Blockchain. Big shout out to ISO 2022. Let's do it for this. Here we have Ripple documentation. This is from docs.ripple.com. We have China Bank Savings, Citibank, CIMB Bank. We also have CTBC Bank. This is the Philippines. And then we also have Deutsche Bank. These are all major banks that have had major discussions with Ripple, are utilizing Ripple, or even just are partners of Ripple. Then on the second slide over here, we actually have here from Ashish Birla. Mr. Birla says that Ripple developed its technology with scalability in mind to deploy something for Standard Chartered, Santander, or Bank of America. Our solution needs to scale to hundreds of thousands of transactions per second. This was in the design from the outset. Now, mind you, Standard Chartered is already working with Ripple through Medico. And also, Bank of America has recently said, going back, I want to say maybe a year ago now, once the case is fully dropped against Ripple, it's all blue skies for them to utilize on-demand liquidity. And Santander, well, they've been working with Ripple for a very long time. We also have over here, distributed ledger taxonomy. Let me open this up in a new tab just so that you guys can see it. Here we have permissioned publicly shared ledger, i.e. a distributed ledger, e.g. Ripple, a global financial transaction system. And this is a full breakdown of the distributed ledger taxonomy, how many copies of the ledger, this is traditional ledger, personal bank account, who uses these copies, permissioned, privately shared a ledger, backchain, a clearing and settlement network as well. And here's anyone who maintains integrity of the ledger as well, trusted ledger owners or actions by validation. And this is where Ripple comes into play. And then also on the last slide there, we have, again, a little bit of a breakdown of blockchain different flavors. And here we have a complete breakdown of the same exact thing almost, where we have X, Ripple, Global Financial Transaction System. This is the blockchain types. And you have scalability medium, public/permissioned. And down here, we also have blockchain technology landscape. And this is the full breakdown of all of the players within the space. We have capital markets and financial services, and Ripple is under that aspect. Very interesting. And regardless of this, when we go over here, this is a great video clip that just recently got posted by XRP Drops, quoting this post. By the way, that post was from October 23rd. This post is from the 28th. Deutsche Bank, which has highlighted the use of Ripple in facilitating cross-border payments, see post below, emphasizes the very important role of blockchain in future finance as one of the fundamental infrastructure elements that exist. Check it out.
Have a very important role in the future of finance. It will be one of the fundamental infrastructure elements that exist. And I think we'll know we've got there when we stop talking about it. Today, the reason it comes up as a topic is because it is still nascent.
And, you know, this is something that I really address as well. Like when we talk about the future around this space, like right now we're talking. And the reason why we're talking is because it's still in the progress of happening. But I want you all to understand, right, is that, you know, as much as I talk and as much as I make these videos are all, in my opinion, a time capsule. I'm going to be able to come back to these videos. I'm going to be able to say, hey, you know, I was there talking about this thing happening when majority did not believe that it was happening. And a very small percentage, which is all of you out there, were also listening and following along. And first and foremost, I absolutely respect all of you, and I appreciate all of you as well, because without you guys, this channel would be nothing. You know, when I first started this channel, I mainly just wanted to, you know, make content around crypto because I really enjoyed crypto. At the same exact time, I was running a design agency, and I was also, which by the way, I still am running that design agency, but at the same time, I was heavily invested into crypto, and I already knew a lot of the individuals around the space, like Credible Crypto, for an example. And I figured, you know, why not make content on it? Why not, you know, try to help others learn more about crypto? And here we are now. And I can't even believe how large the channel has gone, but I appreciate all of you. And, you know, for those that actually see the value in the content, I appreciate you guys more than ever. But regardless, this is a time capsule. We're all going to be able to come back to these videos when all of this is all said and done, it's fully implemented, everything's live, and we're going to be able to appreciate the time that we put into researching, understanding what's happening, and realizing what's happening before the majority actually realize it. But regardless of this, we also have over here Deutsche Bank report highlighted Ripple's XRP usage in facilitating cross-border payments. the potential of blockchain technology in cross-border payments. Furthermore, the Deutsche Bank report emphasizes the potential of blockchain technology in reducing the inefficiencies in cross-border payment services. That particularly applies to underserved regions where receiving banks withdrew support for these payment services. Most of the time, traditional wire transfers may delay up to 5 days before reaching the beneficiary. It may cost the sender significant money as service charges to initiate the payment. According to the report, cryptocurrencies and distributed ledger technology like Ripple have made cross-border payments faster and cheaper. And that's the full breakdown from this. And it's actually a crazy report because this is from the Banker, Financial Intelligence Guides, and this is from Deutsche Bank, Cash Management, the Game Changer. And here we have solving for liquidity. The idea of liquidity being a big problem and solving for that, that's a big deal. And we have Ripple is also trying to solve the cross-border liquidity issue while the X current platform provides better information and processing for a payment. It's X Rapid. And here we have the full breakdown of it. By the way, more than 100 financial institutions were already tapped in with Ripple. So think about that. And that was, I think this is 2020. It might even be a little bit older than that. Maybe 2017, because we actually have down here that Ripple experienced a banner year in 2017. So this might be actually 2018 from this report. But regardless, it's still crucial to understand this now. I see a lot of people saying like, oh, you know, it's 2017, it's a 2018 article, it's a 2016 article, it's a this, whatever. All of that is still crucial because remember, we are still in the process of all of this coming together. And all of it will pay off. And also, by the way, as we really look at what's going on, you know what's even crazier about all of this? You guys remember all of the SWIFT documents that I was showing you regarding Ripple? Well, this was May 20th. We have SWIFT. Ripple blockchain can make interbank payments while SWIFT can ensure the exchange of personal data is confidential. Remember that SWIFT does not have a clearing and settlement layer. They tap into third-party players. Here we have context. Bank disintermediation. This is from SWIFT. This is an actual SWIFT document. And here we have, with the help of the Ripple blockchain, interbank payments can indeed be made. But the exchange of personal data should be as confidential as possible, and only SWIFT can make a good job of it. So why not have SWIFT and Ripple work together? It 100% makes sense. And then also over here, this is from 228, SWIFT, CBDCs, and tokenization. Remember, Ripple Network will complement, not replace SWIFT. That's from Graham Bright. Check this out.
Our world is changing fast. And with this comes the need to keep pace. To create, evolve, and deliver solutions that meet our customers' needs and improve their lives. At Swift, we're collaborating with the brightest minds to make transactions faster, smarter, better. Because we believe some challenges are meant to be solved together. With our community, we're reimagining what we can achieve through innovation. Investing in a new AI platform that will power the creation of smarter solutions, like real-time anomaly detection to validate transactions before they're sent. We're reaching into the world of central bank digital currencies to reduce fragmentation, connect up technologies, and enable new possibilities for sending digital money across borders. And we're guiding securities players through the emerging world of tokenized assets, increasing the speed and efficiency of post-trade processing to help a new market grow. These innovations will help our community adapt to finance's ebbs and flows, not just to stay afloat, but to thrive and lead both today and in the future. But we're not embarking on this journey alone. We're encouraging our community to join us too, to innovate with us and be part of shaping the future of finance. Faster, smarter, better.
And guys, I want you all to realize that these are the types of videos that matter. Like, this is actually from Swift, and they're telling you and they're talking to you about what's really going on here. And I just want to put things into perspective that we just had the head of payments at Swift, the head of payments at Ripple, and the head of payments at Citi all in the same room. Well, I shouldn't say all in the same room, but they were all in the same virtual conference meeting talking about the new rails for the new world. And I mean, at this point, I just don't see how we don't have confirmation that Ripple and Swift will work together. I just don't see how we don't have that. And when we talk about Ripple and we talk about financial infrastructure, Ripple seems as though it's becoming the new infrastructure for the new world of finance being created. And all of this is so important to understand. All of it is so important to realize as well. And the number one thing that I want all of you to realize right now is XRP is not a get-rich-quick scheme. We're not trying to invest in XRP on Monday and cash out on Friday. Remember, these things take time. In my opinion, XRP will perform greatly in this bull run, but over time, in the long-term span of things, XRP is going to be extremely valuable in the future. I don't see how it doesn't become extremely valuable. In fact, when we really look at this entire space, there is a very small percentage of projects in this space that I feel very, very confident about becoming very large players in the traditional world and becoming pillars for the new world of finance being created. And XRP is definitely one of them in my book. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join for Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, this has been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.